Once only found in health food stores, now organic is found virtually in every supermarket. However, how many of us actually know what actually goes into cultivating organic food? My name is Carla Naboa, and I'm a student here at St. Edward's University, and I recently did some volunteer work at an organic farm called Green Gate Farms here in Austin. Now, the purpose of my presentation is to convey what a rewarding experience it is to volunteer, as well as trying to persuade you guys to ultimately set aside a few hours of your week to go and volunteer because it is such a great experience. Now, to preview my presentation, I'm first going to cover what the term organic really means and compare it to conventional foods. Then I'm going to let you know some more information about Green Gate Farms, and then ultimately let you know what you can do to help. But before I begin, I ask for you to please hold all your questions until the end, where I'll be more than happy to address them. So according to MayoClinic.com, organic means that produce and food is grown without the use of hormones, antibiotics, synthetic fertilizers, or pesticides. Now, if you look at the handout that I've given, it does a really great job on this table to compare conventional food to organic food. Now, as you can see, conventional food uses chemical fertilizers, synthetic insecticides, synthetic herbicides, and they inject their animals with antibiotics and growth hormones. Now, completely contrasting that, organic food uses all natural fertilizer. It doesn't spray pesticides with chemicals. They make their own natural pesticides. And they don't use chemicals to kill their weeds. They simply pull them out by hand, and they feed their animals organic feed and give them as much outdoor access as possible. Now, to cover Green Gate Farms is a local farm that's certified organic, and it's 8 miles away from East Austin, downtown Austin, and it was founded in 2006. Now, their vision for the future is really to cultivate the healthiest farm, as you can see in your handout, that feeds the mind, the body, and the soul. They're all about producing the best produce, creating an ambiance that's really kid-friendly, that they provide camps for kids in the summer. And then they also want to inspire others to be eco-friendly, be sustainable, and farm on their own or create their own kind of garden. So when I was at the farm, I had the opportunity to work with the head farmer there. Her name was Jamie. And it was so interesting to be part of this really tight-knit community where they're more than happy to teach you, how to make your own organic soil, how to make your own garden at home, teach you how to do things correctly in terms of compost and things like that. And it was really interesting, and you meet so many great people. It's a lot of hard work, but it's a really great experience because you're working with farmers that really need all the help they can get. Some days they really don't have enough staff to keep their farm operating. So just any bit of time can really help them out. Now, as college kids, I understand that everybody's really tied up, stressed, has a lot of exams. Everybody doesn't really have time to go out and volunteer. However, if you set apart some time to go with a whole group of friends to go farm for a minimum of 4 hours, you guys can all go have a great time, and then at the end of a 4-hour shift, you get to receive all the organic vegetables that you'd like for free. So it's a great experience, and that, as college students, diminishes that cost of having to go to the supermarket and buying produce, and especially if you buy organic produce, because organic produce is expensive. So if you go and help out our local community, you're benefiting the farmers, and then you're also benefiting yourself by not having to go out and purchase your own produce. So my vision for the future is really to have a healthier generation that doesn't rely on conventional foods, that really just relies on organic food and helping out our local community. So today I've covered, what organic means in comparison to conventional foods. I've also talked about, Green Gate Farms and what their whole vision is. And then I've let you know what a few hours of your time can really do to help sustain this farm. Now, if you look at your handout once more in the corner, I've given you all the information, the contact information to Green Gate Farms. So please consider calling them or emailing them to set out a day to go. And you don't have to do something that's really harsh, labor intensive. You can just go do anything from washing fruits or picking fruits and just scaling them, getting them ready to be sold. Stuff like that that's really light, and ultimately you get to have all the vegetables you want at the end of your shift. So ultimately, please consider volunteering. I promise you won't regret it. It's a great experience. And with that being said, does anybody have any questions?